Bama in the road tide. Fuck Tuscaloosa in every city that's close by. Bitch ass hillbilly redneck fans. Auburn almost caught y'all slacking like dress pants. Michigan trash, they ain't got a damn chance. Only Wolverine I respect is X-Man. Keen ass coach got exposed, still in plays. Damn right I'm bitter, y'all sweeter than lemonade. Texas ain't shit to rave about. The Longhorns only good at a steakhouse. Had y'all like number 3, I was like, no way. Y'all lost to Oklahoma, which means y'all just okay. And Washington not important. Y'all be some ducks acting like that's vital as an organ. If we played y'all, we kick that ass Chuck Norris. Y'all stay boring. Only thing in that bitch is a forest. Let's set the record straight. Fuck your team if it ain't Florida State. 13-0, undefeated. Damn, what more it take? Denied our presence. That should be a crime. They jealous. Probably get in if the Gators wasn't violent.
Yes, yes, yes. The Tiny Hat CEO has returned to the Renegade Roast. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my beautiful co-host, the FSU, Harley Quinn, putting her kitty cat on the ground.
Yeah,
how you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you? She got right back up.
Listen, hey, look, you just go ahead and keep heading that. We just gonna go ahead and sidestep that one. We're gonna leave that one alone. How you been? You staying out of trouble?
I'm good. How are you? No, I never stay out. Ever.
I mean, I know you over here getting bit up by wild animals.
Right?
It's gonna be fun tonight. We got heavy Big 3 talk tonight. I'm tired of talking about this trash that we have to deal with in this plebeian ass conference. So we gonna kick it old school. We gonna take it back. Big 3 talk tonight. Of course, we got the royalty of Florida State. We got the trash that's up there in Shamesville, and then we got them boys that's down there in Moral Gables. And that's where we gonna start tonight. Timeline was popping this week. Timeline is in rare form this week. And I think it's because we starting to get to it. We know we got games coming at the end of the month. What is it, 19 days till Florida State head over to Ireland and start putting the pause on them? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. We got it coming. So this week, timeline's going off. Of course, these Florida and Miami fans are all over the place talking reckless because they about to finally meet. So we definitely going to do a deep dive into the people up there in Shamesville ducking that shame smoke, which I think is hilarious. But first, we're going to jump into one of my favorite topics. All right, one of my favorite topics. Mr. Taquito Taggart himself.
Ooh,
Mario
not Taquito
Cristobal.
Taggart.
Oh,
Not
yes, sir.
Taquito.
Taquito Taggart was out here running his mouth this week, talking about tampering. It's funny, too, because the title that I wrote in my notes on this was Taquito Taggart Tampering Tears, because all that alliteration for y'all boys out here who's big on reading. So he was running his mouth because, listen, hey, some people was calling out what we already knew. The Shames have been out here doing all kind of underhanded nonsense, and everybody thought that us Florida State fans was talking reckless when we were pointing it out, but it looks like it crossed over to one of their future conference members in the Big 12. So we go dive into that, but I want to jump into what Taquito Taggart said specifically about tampering. He said, quote, "I think tampering existed way before I was put on this earth. You know what I mean? So I don't get much into complaining or just flat out bitching about stuff." He said, "Work hard, hire good people, do things the right way, and that should be enough. It should be good enough," end quote. And then when whoever he was talking to, they said, "What do you do about it?" He said, quote, "Just play ball, man," end quote. Just play ball. So before I start jumping off the ledge, how do you feel about Taquito Taggart running his mouth about tampering?
I don't know. Let's get Daryl Jackson on the line real quick.
Ooh.
Let's get Daryl Jackson on the line real quick and see his thoughts on his whining about tampering, right? All the things. Look, let's get Farmer on the phone. Let's get Patrick Payton on the phone. I don't know. Let's get Hakeem Williams on the phone. Yeah, all the things. Let's do all of it. That man made Daryl Jackson sit out for a year because he was doing nonstop whining to the NCAA and Stan Wilcox's ass.
Talk to him.
How dare you come out with this article going, well, I mean, it happens. It's not. People are accusing me of doing it. Sir, you were doing it. Okay,
Facts.
we all know it.
Facts.
Just stop. You were trying to show these kids all this money just so they can leave in a year. That's all you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
They get there, they see that shit show parade, and they say, like, I thought this was a Wendy's.
They say, listen, they say not. Like my uncle. They say like my uncle who played domino. They say all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. They're like, nah, we could come down here for this extra bread, but this money ain't real. We might as well go ahead and put up that funny money. This is crypto out here. This is Dogecoin. That's what y'all out here flipping right now. Life wallet stock. This where y'all get my bread from? Oh, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. 5 cents a share. Man, listen. I saw this shit and I was like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. If anybody should be shutting their fucking mouths up when it comes to talking about tampering, it is that dude. You just ran down the whole Jordan Farmer, Pat P, Daryl Jackson. We got Mr. Lyons, Hakeem Williams. We ain't gonna talk about what they was trying to do to Charles Lester, to Slime out here. They've been out here trying to get any and everybody to come down there and see that shit show of an operation they got going down there in Coral Gables. And then he go open his mouth like, oh, well, it happened before me. It happened before. So dudes just back up their wives back before you was here too. That don't mean you should be doing that now. Just sit your ass down somewhere. I'm so tired of him and his holy loafers. Like, go sit down somewhere. He always look like he finna cry on the sideline. And now you finna cry because the one thing that we were all told that you were gonna do, you were gonna come in and recruit. Okay, cool. You a recruiter, we'll give you that.
Oh, he's recruited.
But we know that you recruiting on some underhanded ass shit. On some real underhanded ass shit out here. And the big reason that this popped up this week is because a reporter for Oklahoma State, an Oklahoma State beat reporter, somehow got, I guess he had like a recording of some sort, where there was like a recording that came out or something like that, where they were talking about 2 players on the Oklahoma State team that weren't in the portal, 2 players that were on the team that weren't even talking about transferring. They ride or die Oklahoma State everything. And they showed what Ruiz and them boys allegedly were out here doing. How Mario and them boys was all in their DMs, texting them, calling them, trying to entice them with all kind of bread to get them to leave Oklahoma State. I think the 2 players that they listed were a linebacker, Nicholas Martin, and a running back, Ollie Gordon II. If I'm not mistaken, I think both of them were damn near all Big 12 candidates, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so you out here tampering with your future conference members. You can't do that.
No.
You can't be out here tampering now. How you think they gonna let you in when they get their conference going? You think they gonna pick you up now and y'all out here trying to steal? Come on, dog. We know T. Boone Pickens is a whole bunch of bones right now, but that don't mean you need to go poking around in what they got going.
His family's not.
I mean, come on.
The ones that run that estate aren't.
Come on.
And didn't Ollie Gordon, like, did he get into trouble recently? I'm not for sure. Yeah, he did. Okay. Look, are we accusing Mario of calling the police on Ollie? No.
Nope.
But would we be surprised?
Nope. Hell, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't surprise me if he was the one funneling money up there so all them UGA kids can get in trouble. But we won't put it past them. We will not put it past them. Listen, when I saw that, I said, "Oh, they got him on tape. They got him on tape trying to entice him out here in these streets." Oh, come on, bro. You can't be that slow. So, and then the other thing that gets me about this. So not only did you complain about people tampering, when we know for a fact that you've been tampering all this time. All this time. And we see your fans on the timeline going up and down the timeline. Oh, this person is delaying their enrollment. They not shutting down their recruitment because Miami done got in the mix. So what the hell did you think it meant when your fans was out here bragging about how you got in the mix? All that meant was that y'all was coming over there throwing all kind of crazy ass numbers at them and giving the kids more to think about. And apparently it's not even if they in the transfer portal. Like, this what we doing? Jiren, ain't nobody had nobody lie about being able to transfer. It's not our fault that your player saw a big time D-line with better D-line coaching on a staff that routinely puts D linemen in the league. And he was like, yo, I want some of that. I want some of that. Oh, this is big time at FSU. I want some of that. That's what it is.
We know after the 4th and 14, sir, Daryl Jackson said, I'm out.
Hey,
I don't need this shit.
It was
Y'all
even
told
before
me
that.
if I left Maryland's sorry ass that I could come here, like compete for things that I couldn't do at Maryland, of course. But like, look, you can sit here and do this whole, Mario Cristobal's this, Mario Cristobal's that, blah, blah. But what you aren't is winners in anything and haven't been in 20 years. And I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe your off-season championships like absolutely make your life complete. But what makes life complete is, I don't know, watching games, and at the end of the game, it shows a win and a loss. And when your team has the W, that's fun. I know Miami fans don't understand this. Y'all got to sit there about 5 to 6 times a year and have to look at that L. That's a weird thing to see. I get it. And you don't have conference championship games to watch. You can't be excited about the playoffs or nothing because y'all aren't in it. You're an afterthought. You're a nobody. I don't know. Am I wrong about that?
That's what no, you spot on. Because here's the wild part about it. You said 4th and 14. Nah, we saw the exact play when Daryl Jackson was like, I got to get the hell out of here. And that was on that play where they had him going out to the flats to try to cover Ja'Kai Douglas. And he took off down the sideline on his ass. How you put that big ass D lineman out there to cover the flats on a speedy ass running back like that? That boy got left. And he was like, man, I ain't built to be I'm supposed to be going after I'm supposed to be run stuff, and I'm not supposed to be out here covering the flats.
Exactly.
Like, what y'all got going on?
I love how like Miami fans, their first thing is to come back and say, Mario doesn't call the defense. Mario doesn't call the offense. Mario's biggest issue is that he has his hands in everything and everybody knows it. He doesn't allow his coaches to call plays. This is a huge problem with Mario. It's why he got fired from, was it FAU or FIU? I can't ever remember because they're both shit, right? I mean, God, you have a head coach that was fired from FAU or FIU. I can't look it up right now. I'm too busy. It doesn't matter. They're both the same. It really doesn't matter.
Facts. Hold on. Shout out to Drew King. He said Al Golden and Manny Diaz to Mario Cristobal. They all look like crooked car salesmen. And he's dead right. He's spot on.
Yeah. Look, I think they fired Manny too soon.
Of course.
I 100% believe that. And I also think Manny's going to roll up in there with his Duke football team and beat them. I'm sorry. It's FAU. Thank you. No, wait. Now someone else says FIU. Okay, look. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Dude, it's hilarious. So Daryl Jackson leaves from down there, comes up here. Mario's like, nah, bro, we're gonna go ahead and call the feds on you. We're gonna call the feds on you. We know he got an inside track because they've been following all over the campus, following Ruiz ass around everywhere. So all he had to do was walk down the hall and be like, hey, we got some real shit for you over here. That's a whole plebeian ass program up there. Mad because their best players wanted to leave. We saw their fans last year telling their best players to go play for other coaches. Shout out to my boy Groove on the timeline. Groove was telling Brashad Smith, go play for Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin will use you the right way. All right, Jacoby George, get out of here. Go elsewhere. Where Jacoby George at right now? Ain't he at Georgia? Oh shit, he gonna actually know what it's like to play for something. Oh, okay. Went up there, and from what I've seen, he went up there beasting.
Where's Brashard? By the way,
exactly. This is the same program who is talking about tampering, and they got an ace recruiter there, which in these terms right here must mean that he is an ace at lying to kids and getting them to come sign up with their program, right? This dude was misusing the players, mishandling the players, not doing what he's supposed to do on the field, had them snatching defeat from the jaws of victory on numerous occasions last year, cost Cam Kitchens a ton of money, had Cam Kitchens out of position. Boy should have been a linebacker, had him back there trying to be a safety, and then they gave up a giant bomb to Georgia Tech after they didn't kneel the ball out. And you would have seen
I swear it was the best moment.
Still, that is in my top 5 list of things that I've ever seen happen to that rat show of a program. And it is absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. So for him to be out here crying, oh, these teams are tampering. Tampering was happening long before I got here. So it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Yes, it is. It's always been a problem. It's always been a problem, especially when you're trying to entice them with 5 cents to share money. That's the problem. Don't be out here talking about what you're going to do is best for the kids. And then the other part of that really pissed me off, or that made me laugh about it, was he was like, well, if players don't want to be there and the school doesn't want the student to be there, then it's best to cut all contact and just move on and go our separate ways. Well, yeah, which is why they can enter the transfer portal. And we saw numerous players from your team get up, get out, and land in greener pastures.
And we saw you stalk a grown man who wanted to go to the NFL all the way into the transfer portal.
Man, go sit your ass down.
Sitting at his grandmama's house, like knitting some booties. Like, don't you want to come play with for me? Don't you want to? Like, come on, dude. You are stalking a grown man to come be your QB. Okay,
Kobe Young. Good job, Ed D. That's what I meant. Kobe Young. That's the one I was talking about with the Georgia. Yeah, he gonna be up that beasted.
Oh, good. We got a 63-0. He didn't even know we scored 3.
Right,
so you got the score wrong. Like, let's be for real.
Hey, Jimmy Jam, the one rule that we got, you can say what you wanted to chat, but you got to let us know who your squad is before you start talking reckless. Because I'm telling you right now, you don't want these.
Guarantee it's a Florida person.
It might not be. They got too much to worry about because
they don't.
Oh no, they definitely do, because what they got to worry about tonight is the way I'm about to roast their ass into the dirt, and that's coming up next. So I want to know, Jimmy Jam, who is your squad, Mr. 63-3? You didn't even get that
63-0.
Right.
He didn't even get it right.
Get it together. I want to know who your squad is before we start running our mouths out here. But it probably is a Hurricanes fan.
Imagine trying to come into a show and being like, "Oh, watch this! I'm going to be an asshole," and then getting it wrong when you say it. Like, that has to be just gut-wrenching. Look, dude, if you want to troll somebody, again, just get your facts right. Just get them right.
And just let us know who your squad is, so we can go ahead and talk. It's probably one of the Big 12 fans, but I just think they not got this messed up. You can't be out here screwing around with the teams like Oklahoma State, especially when you're gonna be one of the flagship members of that conference in the next few years.
At least you get to be a flagship.
I'm telling you. Yeah, listen, y'all gonna have a legit shot to win the Big 12. Y'all gonna get to play
you can have
Colorado.
some conference championships. Like,
right, you're gonna get to play Oklahoma State, Texas Tech. Oh man, I can't wait to see y'all play Texas Tech. And they got on that black and red, and y'all out there with your little orange and green on. Oh, it's gonna look like Little League out there. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. That's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait for that. So to Sario,
I guess Jimmy Jam needed to get his lotion out of the warmer, before he discussed.
Listen, I don't even think he got enough money to get lotion. He beating off with butter. Like, he got to get his shit right. That's what that is. Either way. All right. So Taquito Tagger, stop whining. Like, do it the right way. I mean, listen, you can go and try to tamper and get whoever you want, but when they show up on the field, that you ain't putting them in position to succeed. Them kids was right for telling on your ass, because they were like, why would I go over there when I'm getting all the burnout here? My coach might be crazy as hell, but he know to kneel the ball when there's less than 2 minutes left in the game and they ain't got no timeouts. The fuck out of here. Go sit your ass down out here today. All right, enough of them. Oh, wait a minute. No, we got more. So another thing that I saw hitting the timeline, and of course, because they have the game between the Shames and the Shamesville haters coming up at the end of this month here, is somebody put up there, they were saying how who outside of Florida State, who are the Hurricanes' biggest rivals? So who are their biggest rivals? And the majority of the people that were there were saying that it was Virginia Tech, it was Notre Dame, and then they couldn't really agree on who the third team was. So a lot of people were trying to say UF. A lot of people were trying to say Ohio State, even though they only played 4 times, and they doing that because of that flag. I saw some other people say that it might have been UNC, which is fucking hilarious. But somebody shout out to my boy D Rob on the timeline. He said Florida is not a Miami rival. Florida's not a Miami rival. And that got me to thinking. I was like, you know what? Let me go and look at the actual Shames versus Shamesville history and take a look to see exactly what's going on. Because here's what I always heard my whole life, was that Florida ran from the smoke. They played every year, and Florida ran from the smoke when Miami started putting belt to ass. That's what I always heard. So when I went and started to do the deep dive, and I noticed where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there is smoke, there's fire. So here's what I found on the Shames versus the Haters from all these years. So they played every year from 1939 until 1987. They played every year, home and away, every time. All right. During that time frame, they were actually split. They split it like down the middle. It was win, lose, win, lose. I think the win streak at one point for Florida was like 7, for Miami it was like 6, something like that. So after that 1987 season, the SEC actually in 1988 they went to 7 conference games. And when they went to 7 conference games, UF decided in their, in all of their majesty, they said we're gonna have 3 non-con games. We always gonna play FSU, and then we're gonna put 2 non-home and home games on the schedule. So they booted Miami from the schedule in 1988. Right? So they said, you know what? We're gonna run from this smoke. Miami is actually good. We're gonna run from the smoke. So we'll play Florida State every year. But we're gonna pick 2 other weak ass teams because we have a 7-game SEC schedule. Then in 1990, St. Spurrier comes in. He says, I want to bring the rivalry back. Bring it back. I want to play them every year, just like we play Florida State every year. In 92, they came back and they said, okay, let's sign this agreement. We'll bring back the home and home games. Let's do this. But that same year, the SEC went from a 7-game schedule to an 8-game schedule, and they added the SEC title game. So 92 was when they did all of that. So they said, you know what? Sorry, UM. Yeah, we know we signed this agreement, but we gonna run from the smoke. We gonna boot y'all off the schedule again. So they did not play the Shames from 1987 until the next time they played, which was in 2001. So 14 years. There was a 14-year hiatus there before they played each other again. And then they played like 4 games over that time frame. And then they played again in 2008. They played again in 2013, and they played again in 2019. So after they booted them off the schedule, after they ran from the smoke, they played them 7 times. And Miami's record against them is 5-2. The overall record for the Shames versus them is Miami 29, Florida 27. So Miami's been putting belt to ass to the boys. That's why they kicked them off the schedule. So in the wise words of one of my favorite battle rappers, shout out to O-Red, he said, Manasai du toi. Translation, they pussy. That's what they did. They ran from the smoke. These UF fans ran from the smoke. The administration ran from the smoke, the school ran from the smoke, and they hid behind that bullshit ass schedule, that conference, and said, well, we can't play them every year. It wouldn't be fair to us that we have to play
Florida State
powerhouses
gets
like
to.
Right. So you wanted to keep Florida State on, and we've been putting belt to ass to y'all for the longest, and y'all wanted to throw Miami off because you couldn't play big boy football twice a season. That's what I heard when I read that. So how do you feel about them numbers and what I just went down over that beautiful, beautiful soliloquy in the history of the Florida Haters running from the hurricane smoke?
So I think, okay, my honest objective, because I'm so objective in this. I do think that Miami was the easier one to get rid of because they were in the Big East. And Florida State was independent in 88 when apparently this happened, but then they joined the ACC. So with Florida State still being in the ACC and then the Big East being what it was,
but they had
for
rain.
me, I think it's better to have an ACC team on your schedule than it is for a Big East team as far as strength of schedule. But we know, and back in that time, the SEC wasn't given that benefit of the doubt because the SEC was not what they didn't have the Fine Bombs and the Kirk Herbstreits and the Chris Fowlers and everybody else humping up their butts. Like it wasn't what it was.
Listen. I can understand that, but Miami had rings. At the time, Florida State didn't even have no rings, which leads me even further into what I'm saying. They ran from the smoke. They ran from the smoke. That's
I
what they
think they could
did.
see that Miami was going down a 2 because Miami had to join a league. And Miami had those rings because they were in the Big East. Yes, Miami beat Florida State a couple times for a national championship. Yeah, they had one game a year. That's it. That's literally it.
Yeah, but then they would go and schedule a Nebraska, schedule a Penn State, schedule Notre Dame.
Yeah, and then you looked at them those years, and I don't know. Look, Miami was very good, but I can see dropping a Big East team off your schedule when you're, dealing with things. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way and say that they were pussy. They were scared. They were shook. They didn't know what to do. They were like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah, we're adding more a bigger conference right now. No, let's hide behind this conference. Let's find a reason to duck the smoke because the Hurricanes was putting belt to ass to them boys. They were like, whoa, these boys are going out there getting these dudes out of the hood, and y'all really think we want to play them every year? Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
I mean, I get
And
it.
then,
I agree.
right, but then here's the best part. So I left this out when I went over all of this stuff here, right? So when I actually started to do this, I started to look to see what the UF rationalization for this shit was, right? So their AD at the time was this dude Jeremy Foley. Apparently, he was their AD from like 92 to 2016. Right, he'd been there forever. All right, we know that name very well. He's a trash bag through and through. His whole reasoning for them not keeping him on it, he said, and I quote, they have financial concerns, and the SEC expansion was why they won't play the game, but he's open to bringing the home and home back if it makes financial sense. And that's what he said. Right. So here's what I'm gonna say to that. You got a state with one of the richest recruiting grounds nationwide, right? You always gonna battle Florida State and Miami for the recruits. That's just what it's gonna be. And this is I'm talking prior to the Ohio States, the Bamas, the Georgias, all of them coming down here to pick players. So you are already gonna have to fight us to try to get these recruits. So you have the ability every year to fight on the field, to win the games on the field against your two biggest in-state competitors. Why would you run from the smoke there? This is not like a Texas A&M thing where Texas A&M is really out here trying to act like they should be playing. Texas just like swatting them off like they are gnat. Like it's a waste of time. It would actually do them more harm to play them than it would with. No, get out there and lace that shit up. This is Florida. All right. One thing about Florida, we don't run from the smoke. The state of Florida is known. Hey, somebody says something, we pulling up and putting the paws on you. Right? They ran from the smoke. Miami got good. They said, no, we're going to hide behind our conference and we're going to kick y'all off the schedule. And then you don't play them again for 14 years. And then when you do decide to play them, when do you play them? In 01, when they put together one of the greatest teams that we have ever seen in college football history.
They played them again in 12 or
it was 13.
13?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so they played them in 01. They played them 01 through 04. And they lost all of them games. They played them again in 2008. Of course, they had St. Tebow, if I'm not mistaken. They won that. They played them in 2013 and 2019, right? So that's when they played them. So they played them 7 times after they kicked them off the schedule. And Miami went 5-2. Yikes. And now they got a home and home again. So they got them home this year. They're going to play the Shames up there this year. And then they come down to Doak South next year to play them down here in Doak South. So
I've got Miami losing to Florida.
Oh no! I honestly think that Florida's going to beat them too, which is sad for me because the Shames are going to screw up my strength of schedule yet again. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
Because we play Florida too.
I mean, if we looking for the ACC to try to get multiple bids,
nobody gives a fuck about the ACC. Let them fuck themselves. Like seriously, who gives a shit? I mean, you're going to get docked for whatever schedule you play on the ACC anyway. I mean, and every other loser in the ACC is going to lose all their not out of conference games like they always do. So nobody cares. I mean, seriously.
Brother Shaves better not lose that fucking game, bro.
They lose that game.
They ain't going to be able to say
I'm telling you, they're going to lose it.
Oh my God.
We're going to go live like on Instagram. I don't give a shit what it is. We're going to go live and giggle.
Facts. I don't care what's happening. As a matter of fact, the last 2 minutes of the game, just go ahead and come on here. We're going to be live right here on the roast, watching the end of the game together, laughing our asses off at whichever one lose. It's going to be fantastic. I'm calling it right now. But I just thought that was hilarious. I'm like, so wait a minute. You kick them off the schedule. You hide behind your conference. You don't play them again. And then when you do play them again, you play them when they're at the apex, the second apex of their entire program's history. And then you lose 4 in a row there. Then you turn around and you kick them off the schedule and you only play them 3 more times after that. And they bust your ass every time you play them after that too. You're 5-2 right now against them. I'm sorry, the one that y'all won, or the 2 that you won. One was when you had Tebow with the whole cast of Jailhouse Rock behind them, and then the other time that you played them that you actually won was when they had Randy Shannon out there, and which was just abysmal as well. So it seems like a waste of time. Florida ducked the smoke. They hid behind the SEC schedule. They even said in a couple of the quotes that I saw, well, we play LSU and Georgia, and we play Alabama every once in a while. And even though Tennessee is a sleeping giant, we don't know if they're going to wake up anytime soon. They really tried to use Tennessee in the mid-2000s.
Who they beaten like 9 times out of 10.
They tried to use Tennessee in the mid-2000s as a justification for why they can't add Miami back to their schedule. I don't want to hit nothing out of them.
Tennessee was like ranked number 1 in the country and still lost to a coach that like to screw sharks. Is that not correct? Is that not correct? I mean, somebody tell me if I'm being wrong.
Listen, that man's teeth is yellow like he ate nothing but movie theater popcorn all the time. I never liked that dude. It was some weird.
I swear to you, I listen to the ball calls after Tennessee football games. It's like my favorite pastime. I do it all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do. One time when they lost to Florida with Jim McElwain, they were like, we just lost to a coach who could eat an apple through a picket fence. What are you going to do about it, coach? I was dying. I'm dying. He could literally eat an apple through a picket fence.
Hey,
I really wish I had thought of that. I really did.
He don't even have like
so jealous.
Nose. That boy got a snout. Like that shit is terrible. He can eat an apple with 2 bites. Stick that mouth
through that. An apple through a picket fence. I was dying. Yeah.
Yo, McElwain, get his ass the fuck out of here. I just think that's terrible. That's terrible. Y'all use Tennessee as a justification for why y'all can't add Miami back to the schedule. And this is during the time when Miami was absolute ass too. We ran down, listen, go back about 4 or 5 episodes. I ran down the list of quarterbacks that Miami had from the time that Ken Dorsey left until right now. There was nothing to be scared of with Miami. And y'all still turned around here. And y'all turned around and said, we can't add a big program like that because we play a tough in-conference schedule. What?
Yeah, Kentucky is so scary.
What? South Carolina.
Imagine playing Vanderbilt and Kentucky and South Carolina.
So tough. Oh, man, you have to play Mississippi State every other year.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Ole Miss.
Bradford, I do declare they have to play Ole Miss. Ole Miss. I get it.
And by the way, Ole Miss being ranked number 6 is the most ridiculous, heinous thing I've ever seen in my life. I have no words.
We gonna get to that. You know what it is? It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And you know what? I'm gonna defend the Shamesville people for ducking the smoke, because we watched the Big 12 team in Mizzou step into the conference and win that damn division. And win that division immediately. Went there and went to the SEC title game multiple times immediately. So you know what? Maybe they were thinking correctly. They were like, you know what? We actually get our asses beat by new teams all the time. We'd be damned if we bring them in here and let them whoop our asses in our own backyard. Sorry.
Or are you saying that some of the preseason rankings actually predetermine how teams are looked at and the strength of schedule that comes out and all those other things? Is that where you're going with that?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, 100%. Hell yeah. We knew this. We've been saying it. All of us non-SEC school fans have been saying this for the longest. If there were no preseason rankings, if they actually ranked these schools after games got played, then all of these, the SEC is the toughest conference, bullshit ass comments that they were making would disappear. We always saw this for what it was. The SEC has 2 or 3 teams at the top. The Pac-12 had 2 or 3 teams at the top. The Big 12 had 2 teams at the top. The Big Ten and the ACC always had 2 or 3 teams at the top that could win that conference and do damage after the fact. That's what we always said. Stop giving them grace and giving them love because the middle of their conference is slightly better than the middle of some of these other conferences. Like, I don't want to hear this. You're not going to sit here and tell me that in 2009 and 2008, Ole Miss was worth talking about. You're not going to sit here and tell me that South
They're not
Carolina.
worth talking about this year either.
You can't sit here and tell me that South Carolina is a powerhouse program in 2012. I don't want to hear this shit. Just because your 5th best team in the conference is slightly better than the 5th best team in some other conference does not mean that they play a tougher conference schedule. Like, go kick rocks with that nonsense. If they did it the right way, we wouldn't have saw all of the mess that we saw. That's why I wish we had a playoff. If we had the 4-team playoff from right after they got rid of the BCS, you know what we would have saw? We would have saw a lot more schools actually put up points on them boys. The computers was out here on some nut shit because, of course, like I kept saying, when you pre-program a computer with faulty data at the beginning, of course it's going to give you skewed and slanted data at the end. So when they start up with Ole Miss and Mississippi State ranked 12th and 11th and 14th at the beginning of the year, and then they lose to a team like a Florida, like a Bama, like a Georgia, and then at the end of the year, right, and then at the end of the year when they have 7 losses, and then they turn around and say, oh, well, let's look at the computer. Well, the computer had them ranked at 12. No, y'all ranked them at 12 when you put that faulty data set in there. So, of course, it was going to slant everything towards your raggedy-ass conference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear none of this shit, man. Go sit down somewhere. You duck the smoke. You hid behind the SEC schedule, and now we're all seeing you for what you really are. Y'all some smoke duckers. Y'all better not. I'm telling you. They better not lose this year. After all of this mess, y'all play a home and home again. Y'all bet not lose. Y'all bet not lose at home. At home,
they will. They lost at home to Arkansas last year. Are you for real? Arkansas. I mean, okay, look. They lost to Arkansas. Arkansas won, what, 2 games? One was Florida. One was Florida at home. That fat-ass man over there calling pigs for a living is the head coach. And we're supposed to believe that Florida is good. Look, I don't have the words for this. I really don't. That man is so fat and he's over there calling pigs, which makes it just absolutely amazing to me. Arkansas fans, look, I know all of you are overweight. It's amazing to me. And y'all sit there and call hogs for fun. Okay. The irony is not lost on me. It is, it would make me want to lose some weight, but that's me, not you. Okay. That's just how I'm going to work that. But it's so gross. Florida lost at home to Arkansas.
And this is home. Hold on. And this is the year after they lost to Vanderbilt.
No. I cannot. Yeah.
Yeah, they had it. So you know what? I guess I could backtrack. I'm not, but I could backtrack. Them boys are ass. They ass, man. If they didn't have Tebow Christ himself leading that squad, I promise you we would have to hear all this.
Look, I mean, you got Anthony Richardson who said, right, he got drafted by the Colts. He said he would have left if he didn't get a good NFL grade. Something's going on at the University of Florida. We all know it.
They got Boomhauer as their coach. They got Boomhauer from King of the Hill as their coach. Football. Know what I mean? Like, that's what he got. That's what we got. That's what it is. Anthony Richardson came out here, for everybody who didn't see what that was. So there's a video going around, kind of getting a lot of burn on the timeline. AR is sitting down and he's saying, hey, listen, my time at Florida was rough. Had knee problems, had a concussion, had to have surgery on the knee. Getting out, they throw me out there. The first game I had to play was against number 1 Georgia defense and all of the different metrics that you can find. And he was like, I already knew what it was. If I wasn't going to the league, if I didn't get the draft grade I wanted, I was already out of it. I wasn't going back. That boy said he was finna hit the portal. He was finna hit the portal if he had to come back, which goes right along with what we've been seeing so far. There's something stank up there in that city, and it's not the regular eggs and ass that it normally smell like up there in Shamesville. Something is not going on up there. Something not is not going on right up there, and we're seeing it from all of the stories coming out. Right, you see all of the fans saying Riverboat Billy is on the hot seat. We see the former players coming out saying, "Nah, dog, nope." We're seeing the fans getting a little bit anxious right now. The timeline has shifted because I saw a lot of heavy talk from these Florida Haters fans about this upcoming game against Miami, and I ain't seeing that heavy smoke. The only person that I'm seeing that's out here standing steadfast is my boy Corey. That's the only one. Everybody else, I don't know. It sounds like y'all gonna be listening to that Tom Petty and backing y'all asses back up out of that stadium, like our backup quarterback did when we ran down on y'all sorry asses last year. We won't back down, and then your ass couldn't even get across the 50. Put the car in reverse and backed your own ass out of the stadium after y'all played that game last week.
And spit. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. Look, I think we both agree. I 100% think Florida is going to beat Miami on the first game of the year.
Wait, hold on. Encyclopedia said there are multiple UFAs that think they're going to go 9-3 this year. What? Hey, Encyclopedia, find me on Twitter. Find any one of them and just tag me in that, son. Tag me in
every psych ward needs a roommate. You know what I mean?
I'm running down on every single one of them. I'm gonna invite one of these crazy loons up here so we can find out what they smoking on. Because that ain't no ayahuasca. They ain't been out here in the bushes with Joe Rogan. They doing some other shit.
Every psych member needs a roommate, guys. I'm just saying, like, let's not.
I see you sporadics. Go watch that last 12 minutes. I definitely got you, Playboy.
Definitely will.
Check out Sporadics. Talk about Joseph Harris said they living in the multiverse. Facts.
Yeah.
9-3? What? They got like 8 ranked teams on that schedule. They finna get their asses bust up and down. Listen, by the time they play Florida State, they already gonna be in shambles. They gonna have a whole new coach. I can't wait for this shit here. That's gonna be fantastic.
I mean, after you lose to Duke, though, of course you're going to lose to Florida State, right? Of course. And that in the Duke game before the Florida State game, I can't remember for sure. But
with who? With the Shames?
Miami and Florida State. Yeah.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
You know, let me pull up the Hurst.
Or is it after? Because then if it's after, then you know for sure they're going to lose to Florida State because Miami doesn't win big games after they lose to Florida State or play Florida State. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Let me see what their schedule looking like this year. How this set up. They got Florida the first game, FAMU, Ball State, USF, Virginia Tech, then Cal, Louisville. Wait, hold on. Florida. So they got Florida, which I think they're gonna lose, but we gonna see. FAM, Ball State, USF. That's 3 wins right there. So 3.
I think they. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Virginia Tech at night on ESPN, and that's
at Virginia Tech or at Miami.
That's in Doak South. Okay. So it'll be 64 people there. At Cal.
So Virginia Tech wins. Go ahead.
At Cal, at Louisville, Florida State at home. Then Duke comes home. Okay, so they got us back to back.
Yeah.
They got us and then Duke. Oh, back to back, belt to asses. Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, they're going to lose to Florida State and then lose to Duke.
Oh yes, sir. And then they go to Georgia Tech. Wake comes to them. Ooh! And then at Syracuse.
Oh, my God. They might not win another game. They may not win another game.
Hey, at Louisville, they could lose that one. Florida State,
I agree. I 100% agree that I think they could lose to Louisville.
Oh, their season could be horrible on the back half. This would be fantastic. At Louisville, Florida State home, Duke home, at Georgia Tech, Wake home, and then at Syracuse. Oh. Them boys might get there. Oh, I can't wait for this. Oh, yes, sir.
I'm sorry, but if they lose to Syracuse, you will never get me to shut the fuck up making fun of them.
Listen, they lose that Florida State to Duke back to back. They can't say nothing to me at all. They can't say nothing.
They will. They lose to Duke on the regs. Are we kidding? On the regular, they lose to Duke. You know who doesn't lose to Duke on the regular? Florida State. Okay.
Oh man.
Never have, never will in football. Okay. Imagine being a team that lost to Duke in football. I can't. It's not me. It couldn't be my club.
Yep. Florida State coming down here to collect that rent. Shout out to Ramon Jones, said that's Doak South. Yeah, we let them rent it. We come down here, we check out, we come down here to view our property, make sure they ain't put no holes in our walls, making sure that they keeping the grass cut, the pool cleaned, coming to collect our rent. That's what we do. We come down here we're like these Canadians that annoy the hell out of me. We come down, we snowbirds, baby. We come down here during the winter time, check on our properties, make sure that our tenants taking care of our stuff down here. And then if they get out of line, we smack them back out of there a little bit, and we revoke their Airbnb privileges. That's what we do. That's what we do. I didn't realize that's how their schedule shaped up. I really didn't realize that's how it felt. They could be all right, but I count 4 losses on the schedule right here already. I count 4 losses already, and I count Florida, Louisville, Florida State, Duke. That's 4 right there, and you might lose at Georgia Tech, and you might lose to Wake coming down here too with their 15-minute long mesh point.
I don't think with Wake. Oh God, I mean that team is such a disaster.
That's a mid-off.
I mean, the coaching is better. I think whatever. What is it? What's his name? I can't even think of the Wake's name. Wake Forest coach's name right now.
Who's it? That's not Dave Dorn. That's NC State. I don't even remember.
It's like a Claw.
Clawson. Isn't it Clawson? Dave Clawson?
Clawson. Yes. Like the pickle. Nobody cares. He's never going to be anything other than the coach of Wake Forest, and that's cool, I guess.
Listen, Angelo, I see you in the chat. He said, if they lose to lion-ass Cuban Manny Fresh, I'm going in. Listen, Manny Diaz is going to come down here and put belt to ass to them boys.
Yep.
He going to come down here and put belt to ass to them boys. He going to have his whole family out there. It's going to be a homecoming game for him. He's going to be down here saying, hey, y'all let me go. Let me show you what this defense really can do. And they're going to put belt to ass to them boys down here. I'm calling it right now. They're going to lose to Manny Diaz. Taquito Taggart is going to get his ass beat by Manny Diaz.
Has done nothing but beat Miami's ass in football. Let's be for real. That's been a kind of a trend. I will never forget like the dancing and shit when you were losing to Duke in football. And now that they've hired Manny Diaz, guys, I think this is going to be a revenge tour, and I can't wait for it.
I can't wait. That's going to be great. So they got an ass whooping coming to them from us. They got an ass whooping coming to them from Manny with his homecoming game.
I can see Louisville doing it too.
I think Louisville going to be able to put something, because listen, Louisville was a top 15 offense all last year, and Florida State shut him down. Brom know what he's doing. He know what he's doing. So we going to see. They're going to definitely come down here.
Mario Cristobal. I would take Brom's coaching over Cristobal any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Any day of the week.
I'm so done with that. I need Mario there for the next 10, 15 years. That's what I need. I need all
Mario, like, probably comes home and, like, takes his pants off and sits in, like, a chair and is just like, I'm done for the day. You know what I mean? Like, with his slides. You know his ass wears slides, too, when he gets back home. I'm just saying, this man is so ready to be done. And Miami has forced him to come back in the game and, like, recruit players that don't want to hang out with him, that, like, leave within a year. He doesn't want to coach them. Like, let's let this man just be done.
APD Pop, again, who is your squad? Calling us delusional Caranoles? Oh, they're delusional Caranoles. I bet you felt so good about yourself. Listen.
My guess is North Carolina, because he tried to invoke the great Petey Pablo, which is not happening on my watch. Okay.
Go do something with yourself, bro. Let us know who your squad is so we can talk about whoever your squad is, because he gonna go ghost. That's what happens. Anyway, let's pivot to this last topic here while we wait for him to see if he gonna sack up and tell us who his squad is. But something makes me think that he ain't got nothing better going on for himself, so he ain't gonna do it. These polls. So I saw two polls hit the timeline. One of them, of course, was the USA Today poll. Got Florida State ranked 10th. I like that. I think that's kind of nice. I think that's a nice spot for us right now. I saw us at 10th. I didn't even look at the rest of that poll because the coaches came out, the USA Today, the coaches came out and said, yeah, we see what Florida State did, and we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Norvell's a top coach. Norvell's out here got his team going. They picked up a nice quarterback. They got a solid defense. Looks like they reloaded and retooled. They got a few places to tinker around with, but they solid. I like that. The coaches came out here and said, yeah, we see substance. We gonna get them with that 10th rank right there. And then CBS hit my timeline. And when CBS hit my timeline, this was a poll that nobody asked for. This was a poll that nobody would even pay attention to. This is a timeline or a poll that hit my timeline that 100% made 0 sense. And this was the top 16 teams that can actually win the title this year. Right. So of course they got your big dogs. They got your Georgias, your Bamas, your Oregons, your Ohio States, etc. But there was some teams that was on this raggedy ass list here that I don't understand who the hell these people were. But I need to go holler at Bud Elliott so we can talk about his people at CBS, because what in the actual fuck were they talking about? Number 4 on that list was Texas A&M. Number 4 on the top 16 teams that can actually win the title. Number 4 on that list was Texas A&M.
Okay. That'd be like putting Miami on that list.
We're going to get to that because number 9 on that list was Notre Dame. Now, when was the last time Notre Dame was worth a damn?
I believe we were like 5 popes ago.
Right? Notre Dame was number 9 on the list. Number 11 on the 16 teams that can actually win the title, according to CBS Sports, Florida.
Stop.
Florida, number 11.
Okay.
Number 12 were the Shames.
So this is bullshit.
Oh, we see it. Because number 13 on the list of teams who can actually win the title was Penn State.
Stop.
Penn State. When is the last time Penn State did anything worth a damn?
The last time with the field goal kicking with Florida State was that 03, and that was an Orange Bowl. That wasn't like a national nothing.
Right. The last time they were good was in like 95 when Kajana Carter and them boy and Kerry Collins was out there. That was it. That's it. So they're 13. Number 14 is USC. The same USC team that has 0 defense. 0 defense. They don't even know what defense is.
Who wrote this?
They're allergic.
I'm sorry. Who wrote this?
Yes, I'm serious. It is a CBS Sports poll.
But who wrote it? Whose poll is it?
I'm telling you right now, that's what it says. It says the college football. It says the top 16 teams that can actually win the championship. CBS people, right? So 14 was set. So here we go. You got Ohio State 1, Bama 2, Georgia 3, Texas A&M 4, Oregon 5.
Wild.
Oklahoma 6.
I'm sorry, but having Oregon 5, Oregon and Texas A&M, who have never won a national championship, yet spend more money than anybody I've ever seen in my life, yet come away with nothing in their pockets, is wild to me. Wild.
Right. They got Oklahoma 6, Texas 7, LSU 8, Notre Dame 9, Clemson 10, Florida 11, Miami is 12, Penn State is 13, 14 is USC, 15 is Michigan, and number 16, Auburn.
Okay, I'm done.
Right. So when I'm looking at this list here, and I say, hey, hold on.
How did Auburn, I not see this list?
Listen, I put it in the chat for you. It's right there.
Oh no, you know me.
Let me show y'all
right
busy. Here. You see that?
I get busy.
Yes. This is a poll that came out of the top 16 teams that can actually win the title. And they have Florida, Miami, Penn State, USC with no defense, Auburn, and Texas A&M. No Florida State on the list.
Auburn.
Auburn.
Didn't they just get their shit pushed in by New Mexico State at home.
Listen, they got their shit pushed in more than Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Prison. They ain't got no shit no more because it's all gone. All right, that's what we're looking at there. No Florida State on the list, but Florida and the Shames are on there.
I mean, that just means it's probably Andy, what's his name? Ivans. That would be my guess.
I need to go have a conversation with somebody over there because this don't make no damn sense. This don't make no damn sense. I saw this list and I said, there's a difference between actual polls and polls that don't make no damn sense. And all of these news media outlets, apparently they do both of these damn things. I don't know where they got this from. I don't know what's going on, but as the caption said, this is a CBS Sports list per CBS Sports. When I saw that on the timeline, I said, y'all trolling like a motherfucker. I wanted to give them a nice round of applause because that was absolutely grade A bullshit. So to the people at CBS Sports, y'all need to go sit y'all ass down. Put down whatever you drinking on. Put down that aviation gin. I know Deadpool and Wolverine just came out and Ryan Reynolds is everywhere, but that don't mean that y'all got to drink his sauce. I need y'all to do better than that. Get rid of that dark liquor. Some people can't hold their liquor properly. They probably drinking some old bullshit. Shout out to Angelo Smith. The hate for the nose is real. They just wanted the clicks for hypocrisy. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. They just wanted to try to throw dirt on us. They wanted to give us more bulletin board material. But you know what? We ready because games got to get played. Games gotta get played, and I for one.
Oh God, here we go. Wait. Go check the chat. Here you go, dude.
Oh, who we are here? Who did your boy put?
Because you don't have a tight category 5 is back up in this.
Shout out to category 5. He stay popping up. It's because you don't have a tight end playing QB.
Do you have a? I mean. What's going on?
He's a Shames fan, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. And category 5, you have a quarterback that wanted to play in the NFL.
Who would actually be at Ohio State?
Yes.
He don't even want to play for y'all. He don't even want to play for y'all.
Nobody wants to play for you.
Facts.
Like, I mean, they get their money and then they're gone in a year. Let's be for real.
It's okay. When our quarterback comes down here to help collect rent, category 5 ain't gonna pull up in the chat no more.
No.
He gonna be ghosted for the rest of the season. By that point in the season, he gonna be at full tilt. Yeah.
Do we think they're gonna show up after they lose to Florida?
Hell no. Oh, no. Them, yeah, because you know why? They'll lose that game. They'll say, oh, well, it was just game 1, new offense. We got new players. We got to work them into the system. We got 4 games to get it right. That's what they're going to do because they got 4. I already told you, they have 4 in a row. I pulled up their schedule. They got FAMU. They got Ball State. They got my little cousin, Sister House State. They got USF. They got Virginia Tech. And they got Cal. Right.
What happens if they lose to USF?
Oh, it's going in the tanks. It's going in the tanks. So after they lose to Florida, I think they're going to lose that year. But they got FAM, Ball State, USF, Virginia Tech, Cal. So they got 5 games in a row to get their shit right before they get to the meat of their schedule. Before they get to the meat of that schedule, they got us. They got Louisville. Then they got us. Then they got Duke. Then they got at Georgia Tech, which is a rivalry game at this point. We got to make sure they got to avenge that loss. So that's going to be hilarious. And then they got Wake and Syracuse. So they got a pretty tough middle of that schedule there. I don't know if they're going to pull up. Shout out to Encyclopedia. Said, Jen, you were so right about DJU, though. He has the right mindset for FSU, and I think he's a solid QB. Can't wait to see how he does at Florida State. Absolutely. When everybody else was out here Cam Warden it up, our beautiful co-host right here, the FSU Harley Quinn, was the only one saying, give me DJU and let Mike Norvell step in and put his magical hands all over his game and watch how he does work out here. And this is going to be fantastic. I can't wait. So anything else you want to jump on before we get out of here?
No, I just think, making fun of Miami fans is always so fun. It's always my favorite time of the night. Category 5 says, I will show up, but your offense won't.
Hey, you don't show up like your coach is coaching, though.
Who is showing up? What are you talking about, Category 5? Like, we're not playing until, like, late in the year. I think you need to show up for the Florida game that we're all pretty sure you're going to lose. Like,
yeah, he gonna show up. His coach won't.
Right? Maybe you should just, like, no, she didn't. She was upset we got Ward. That's not true at all. Like, that's not true at all. Category 5, you're gonna have to run the tapes. You might be. I mean, the cocaine I know is strong there for you guys in Miami, but no, I was a DJU guy from the get. I don't know how to tell you anything else. I was not upset you got Ward at all. Sorry.
She was the only one out here pushing for DJU, even when everybody else was chasing Cam Ward. So can't really. You got to go check the files on that, Playboy. Got to go check the files on that. Either way it goes, again, I want to shout out to the chat. Thank everybody for pulling up. Of course, I want to thank my beautiful co-host, my FSU Harley Quinn. I want to give a shout out to the Big Three because Florida State's going for the back-to-back state championship. We've been dominating the game in this state for the longest, and we ain't going to stop this year. We're going to put the pause on Florida again. We're going to come down here to our rental property, our summer home, and put the pause on the Shames down here. We damn near own this area now. Hell, didn't we just see one of our recruits give his acceptance or his commitment to Florida State all in their backyard? That boy was all on a giant guitar down here in Hollywood. Had the Florida State colors all in their backyard. So it's going to be a fantastic season, I think, for Florida State. And I can't wait. For the Renegade Roast, I want to say thank everybody for pulling up. We're going to go out to this Trub life, letting y'all know how we really feel about everybody out here. Tiny Hat Gang, we out.
Good night, guys.
Hey, man. Let's go. First off, fuck Bama in the roll tide. Fuck Tuscaloosa in every city that's close by. Bitch ass hillbilly redneck fans. Auburn almost caught y'all slacking like dress pants. Michigan trash, they ain't got a damn chance. Only Wolverine I respect is X-Man. Sheen ass coach got exposed, still in plays. Damn right I'm bitter, y'all sweeter than lemonade. Texas ain't shit to rave about. The Longhorns only good at a steakhouse. Had y'all like number 3, I was like, no way. Y'all lost to Oklahoma, which means y'all just okay. And Washington not important. Y'all be some ducks, acting like that's vital as an organ. If we played y'all, we kick that ass Chuck Norris. Y'all stay boring. Only thing in that bitch is a forest. Let's set the record straight. Fuck your team if it ain't Florida State. 13-0, undefeated. Damn, what more it take? Denied our presence. That should be a crime.